I would have been working a lot sooner if it wasn't for that dump truck thing. So stay tuned. I'm gonna make a video about the dump truck paint job and the headache that has been. I'll make a video on that later, but for now, let's get right into what I'm doing now so we can go to work. Well, I'm probably gonna go to work tomorrow. I got something I gotta do, even though it's Sunday, but I'm backed up on jobs, and I can't wait anymore. So today's Saturday, and anyways, remember a long time ago, one of my videos I did about the welding the bucket on the skid steer. Let me turn you around here and stop blabbing. So this is the skid steer bucket that, oh, first off, let me just say I got the little welder back. So I moved this shed out here and I painted it to match the house, and it's because I was gonna put in a garage out back. Then COVID crap turned everything into a nightmare, and building inspectors are backed up and you can't get anything done even if you wanted to. So unfortunately I disconnected the wire and everything. So yesterday what I did was, I have to clean some of these leaves. I ran to Home Depot. I got this box, I got this outside cover, I got all of this conduit, flexible conduit. And I went in there, and because my house was a duplex, I used to have 2 meters. There was a A side and a B side, and we converted our house to 1. We took out the B side, and I had to have a licensed electrician do all of this work. But this I did myself. And because this used to have 2 houses, it was technically 2 houses, it had 2 dryers, 2 washers, 2 of everything. One side mirrored the other. So because I just remodeled upstairs and brought the washer and dryer upstairs and ran new wire, I had an extra place on the panel, the electrical panel on this side, which would be the A side. We still call it A and B for some reason, even though it's one house now. There's only one door, one kitchen, you know, bunch of bathrooms and bedrooms. So this side of the house, A side, had a panel, a what do you call it, not a panel, a spot in the panel for a what I put in was a 50 amp breaker to run the welder. It's 220 50 amp, and then I ran that out of here next, you know, because the sill is here, so everything's in line. If you notice, see how we're on the same course, we're on the same run of shingles, so everything's on the same. And then I don't know what was here before. I think it may have been a water meter that was separate, and there was a little hole there, so I just reamed out the hole bigger with a bigger drill bit, and then ran it in there, and then changed the breaker. I robbed the breaker from the dryer on this side. I think I already said that, but ADD's killing me lately, guys. Yeah, so we got the welder back. And this is my favorite welder, because this is the welder I pretty much built my whole dump body with. I did a little bit with the big welder, but I've had this welder. I financed this welder when I was a 23-year-old kid on a Home Depot charge card, trying to build my credit. And I have welded everything in the world with this. I've switched this over to aluminum. I've welded aluminum lawnmower baskets, you know, the grass catchers. I have welded a lot of gas out of here, but right now what we're running is 035 inner shield. And the reason why this is my favorite welder in the world is because I can go to Home Depot down the street, even on a Sunday, and buy tips. See? So I'm running 035 Lincoln tips in here that I get at Home Depot, and get packages of them. And then what I do is I just, you know, put the nozzle, the gasless nozzle on, or a gasless cone, you know, It's just basically a piece of like plasticky rubber. So that's why I love this welder. I do have the big fancy welder. Problem is, you have to go to a welding supply place to get tips and the spool of wire that runs in it. I guess you could run this wire in it, but you have to run the adapter, which actually, I don't want to tip this over, but I do run the big roll in here. I do have the adapter, but like my big welder has the big roll. I should blow this out. Let me. I'll blow that out after I'm done, but a lot of that dust is from this inner shield wire. Now the reason why I run inner shield wire is because I found out that the flux core inner shield wire doesn't really care too much about rust. Rust, wind, temperature, nothing like that. Wind blows the gas away. So anyways, that's enough about the welder. That's my favorite welder. What I got here is the bucket, and I put this nice flat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5/8 plate. I couldn't remember what it was. When I ordered it, it was kind of a pain because they didn't have what I was looking for. So I ended up getting a 5/8 steel plate for a bottom. I mean, it's pretty straight for a bucket bottom. Now, here's the thing. I couldn't get hard ox. I tried. I went to 2 different places, and they couldn't get it for me. And next week we gotta go spread 100 tons of 3/4 dense grade and grade it, and it's pretty abrasive. And they couldn't get me the hard ox in time, and I just don't want to wear this out. I just put this in the spring, this flat plate, and then I just been spreading topsoil with it. Not you know, a little bit of sandy fill and everything, but this stuff we're going to spread is going to be pretty abrasive. So long story short, I'm gonna put on here some wear bars, and it's just mild steel. You should put hard ox on here whenever you're doing this, but like I said, they couldn't get it to me in time, and I don't want to do any damage to this. And quite frankly, I've had pretty good luck with just mild steel so far on some of my other buckets. The other thing too is I was torn on the idea of putting the plates this way. You know, because that's how a lot of buckets are coming now, with the plates this way. That way you don't get dirt stuck in there. But however, I do remember Bobcat puts theirs that way, and their buckets seem to grade really nice. That is one thing I'll say about Bobcat. Their buckets are like, you know, pretty good at grading. I got the hiccups today, so excuse me. So I think what I'm gonna do is, because I bought 4 of them. You know, I bought 4 of them, and the place I went to was pretty strange. The girl was out front with like a workout set in the front lobby, like a Bowflex in the front lobby. It was kind of bizarre, but COVID, man. Everybody's still, I live in Massachusetts. They got rained on. I live in Massachusetts, so everybody's still stuck in COVID mode. So I should mention, these are 1/4 inch by 4 inches by 75 long. So what I'm thinking is I'm just gonna put a bunch of them spaced out. I'm gonna put this one on the heel, and then I'm gonna put a bunch of them spaced out, and if they wear off, we can take care of it. Either that or I might do 3 of them. I think maybe I might do 3 of them. I'm not sure. Alright guys, so let me get you set up so you can see what I'm doing. Then I think I'm gonna space those out, and then we're gonna just weld them. And I think I might do some stitch welding. I don't think I'm gonna weld them all the way down, you know, continuous seam, because they are just gonna be wear bars. And then maybe someday, if all this COVID crap comes to an end, I can get hard ox. I probably should mention too, the other reason why I love this welder, and I like to use inner shield, is because it's cheaper. No gas. Just buy a roll of wire, plug your thing in, and go. So let's get to it. Oh, I can't tell you guys how glad I am to have this welder back. I've missed this thing so much. Nice thing about welding buckets is it don't have to be pretty, even though that's not bad. The reason it doesn't have to be pretty is it's probably gonna wear. Watch out, go in the house. I gotta bring him in the house. I don't want him to see the flash. Come on. It's not terrible, but unless you have gas, you don't get crazy good welds with the inner shield wire. I gotta clean some of the slag off. That's the thing with this wire, you get slag, so it's like the same thing as like welding with a stick. So actually, I don't know why I'm doing that. I get this. Alright. Okay, so you can see as I'm starting to use this welder again, I haven't used in a year. See how this is like I'm starting. I slowed down the heat because I was getting a lot of that undercutting. You know, where it's just melting a lot, but I mean, you gotta melt the metal. But this one here was melting it bad. And then I was getting pinholing. A lot of times pinholes is like dirty metal, you know, because it's kind of rusted or whatever. So like if it was something nice, you'd want to do a real good job cleaning. So I turned the heat down on that one a little bit because I was getting a lot of melting. See that down there, that big sag, that big melt right there, that big melt. Not that it matters because this is just a bucket. And then here I think the heat was good, but I think I needed a little more wire speed because it's doing a little melt, but it wasn't filling enough. The other thing too is my hand, maybe I should have slowed down. It's moving too fast. But I think we get the right heat. So I'm just gonna run with this style. Like I said, this stuff's, the inner shield's kind of hard to weld with compared to gas. Well, No, actually, I take that back. It's actually easier to weld with, but it's not as pretty. I mean, you can get real super good at it. Like I said, I haven't welded since last year, so it's gonna take some feeling to get back to it. I'll tell you guys, I should not be having to drink hot cocoa in April. This is ridiculous. Actually, this bottom one's nice, but you can't see it right now. I think I should weld the side more. There's an old saying, when there's slag, you drag. I just don't like to follow the rules. But I'll try it. I don't see a difference. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little difference, but I didn't grab the top this time of the bar. I just stuck it in, stuffed it deep in the corner. So this will wear off, the top part. Unlike over here, where that was the first one I did on this side, I think I, on the end, grabbed too much of the top. I think I should have just stuck it in the corner like that. Like I said, I'm not making excuses, but first time back at welding in a year. So well, actually, yeah, since last spring, when I took the shed down thinking I was getting a shop. I should probably stop doing stuff like that. I should probably wait until I get the permit. Alright, let's do some more. Enough talking. Probably boring you to death. Well, it wasn't the greatest, but it was the latest. Oh well. Let's see, what are we averaging here? So I'm averaging 4-inch stitches. Yeah, that's much better. We're getting there. So 4-inch apart would be right here. Roughly. Yep, that's better. We're getting there. I'm just checking for pinholes. I don't like pinholes. It don't matter on a wear bar, but you want to get in the habit of doing, solid welds without pinholes for when you do something nice. You want to be in it to win it. That one was a good one. No undercutting, or whatever you want to call it. Somewhat uniform, a little bit built out. I think that was circles. The wide ones are usually C's, meaning like I'll go like this, you know, like a C, or like this, because you gotta drag it if it's slagged, so you'll be dragging it like that. But a lot of times, sometimes I'll do circles, you know, and stay with the puddle. That's how I was taught when I was stick welding. My dad said, do circles, kid, stay with the puddle, and just drag the puddle up and down to grab whatever metal you want. That's circles. They look better, but I don't know. I don't really have a style. I switch whenever I feel like it. So. Alright, so I did some figuring out, which didn't take very long to figure out. I'm only going to get 1, 2 more. So we're going to have 3 of these instead of the 4. So maybe I'll cut the 4th and lay it down the side here on both sides. But I don't think we're going to do that today. Actually, no, I'm sorry. The 4th one that won't go here. Yeah, maybe it will. I was just thinking I needed some of this for the excavator bucket, but I can always run back over there and get some, because the steel yard's only 1 town, like, you know, 2 towns over. So, I mean, if they ever get, you know, a load of hard ox back in. I asked her, she said they had no hard ox, and they don't know when they were going to get any. And quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of driving places. Where I live, there's 2 bridges to get on Cape Cod. And during this time of year, they're always backed up and it takes hours. So, like I said, I'm not interested in driving all over the countryside looking for hard ox steel. So, we'll make do with these. When it wears off, we'll throw another piece on. Might get a couple of years out of this. So let me line this other one up. Maybe I'll jot the markings down the other end. Now I don't care if dirt packs in here, because that'll save this plate from wearing. We're just gonna wear these off. Like I said, I've seen Bobcat buckets that have them going this way. Seems to work better. And I want this bucket fairly flat on the bottom for grading. I'm still going to stagger the stitches so we don't get any warping. I don't think I'm strong enough, but I think after I'm going to have to pick this bucket up after this one. This one's going to be hard to reach under. If you see sparks coming out from your plate, that's a good indicator it's not perfectly flat. And then every now and then I like to clean off the tip. Here's a tip. Clean off your tip. Hey, here's something I forgot to mention. This is not a how-to video. This is a how-I-do video. So, you know. Oh, that one's pretty cool. Oh, that's a pretty shade of blue. Damn, I love this welder. Here's a fun fact. I've had this little welder the same amount of years as I've had my youngest son. I believe. No, I think this is older. So he's 16 years old. I think this is maybe a year or two older. Wow. Lincoln. Whoa. I think that one's gonna be a fun one to look at. I want to show you guys something cool. Just to show you how much slag is on this wire. That one's not bad, but you can see where I must have hit some rust or something and it kicked right there. And then it started back up again. That's what those little pauses are. You know. But all in all, not too bad. Okay. I'm gonna finish welding the rest of this one, and then I'll check back. I don't want the camera to die. Alright guys, I have no idea what's going on with this GoPro. It's a 7. I might go back to filming with my old cheap Panasonic camera. I've only had this GoPro for a few videos, but I gotta be honest with you, I don't like it. And it doesn't even put on my computer, it doesn't even put the videos in order. So, I don't know. Anyways, I'm pretty happy with this. Like I said, I'm basically copying like the Bobcat bucket style. Bobcat brand bucket style where the wear strips go this way. And I also forgot to mention, I went out back, I put the forks on the hoochie. Taka hoochie. So I put the forks on the hoochie, lifted up the front here, and put some blocks under it, just so I could get some flat welds, because every time I take this off the tripod, something happens to it. Let's see if it does it again. This stupid thing. I got a magnet, but I think I got too powerful of a magnet. I can never rip it off of anything. Anyways, that one was a good one. Right there. That one was kind of small, but not bad. So, you know, we're getting back into the feel of it. I like that one. I know this guy that always calls them dimes. Like laying dimes, kid. Like if you took... That's how he talks too. Laying dimes. Some of my friends will hear this and laugh because they know exactly who I'm talking about. Like dimes, Bubba. Anyways, it's getting dark out and it's getting cloudy. So that's gonna wrap it up for this. And I am gonna try this out tomorrow, and I'll make another video tomorrow. I don't know if I'll post it tomorrow, but I'll try to. So if you're watching this video, look for the next one. which is going to be using this bucket. Anyways, catch you on the next one.